Hey everybody, so I want to just come in and speak to you a little bit about what to do if you're feeling a little raw through this process. This work is designed to really get underneath the hood of what's going on. And when we start to become more embodied, we start to feel more. I spent a lot of my life being pretty checked out, pretty dissociated, leaving myself in all sorts of ways, kind of self-abandoning. And then on the flip side, I was also kind of like, felt like a blender with the top off. Like I was just always flipping my lid. And so I know what it's like to feel really intensely, but also feel totally disconnected at the same time and not be able to manage them. And so whether you're on the spectrum, whether you're more on the checked out, disconnected, numb side, or you're feeling a ton and you're feeling really raw and you feel really emotional, wherever you are, the first thing to do is just to allow yourself to be where you are. And to know that when we're doing effective work, you are going to start to feel like the system starts to open up a bit and then things reorganize. It's kind of like if you broke your arm and it set in the wrong way because you didn't get the right cast or something happened and it didn't set the right way. Sometimes this process can feel like, oh, we're kind of opening that back up. It's going to feel like really difficult, and then it's going to set in the healthier way. And so to just know that that is part of this process, we are not just talking about stuff. And to know too that as we work through this process, you can share whatever's coming up with me. And you don't have to share the content of what's going on with the group. And actually, I advise you, and I'm going to read, and I'm going to direct you to more towards me with the content, so I know more of the context and the content, and then to bring in what your somatic experience is into the group, rather than here's the story of what happened that's like shitty in my life, that's really hard or whatever, because that can be really activating for you and for other people. And so we're going to work with that, and we're going to slow all of that down. And I want to just really normalize that when we get underneath the frontal lobe and into your subcortical parts of your brain, into your nervous system, we are getting into deep stuff. And you might already be feeling raw from the first week. And I, not that I think it's funny, but that I think I feel for you and I feel with you about that. And I have a lot of compassion for that because I've been there. And to allow yourself to, again, slow it down and do your best to remove any judgment about what's going on inside of you. Okay, so I want to just start there around this process is going to bring things up for you. And what you might notice is you're going to ride waves. You're going to ride waves of activation and settling. Activation, settling, activation, settling. In the beginning, it's going to be like, woo, big roller coaster. Like whatever the biggest roller coaster at Disney World is, that one, or at Six Flags or whatever. It's like, this. Or you've been so numb and checked out, you start to defrost that, what I like to call the iceberg of that. And then there's lots of waves of activation because all the activation, the fight and the flight, got frozen up into the freeze state, into the dissociative state. So whether you're already in fight and flight and you're kind of already riding that roller coaster, or you're more numb and it's going to take us some time to help you start to defrost that freeze, wherever you are is perfect. And to know that it's very normal. And this is what the nervous system does naturally. It's called pendulation. It's a natural pendulation between activation, so anxiety, anger, lots of emotion, tears, sadness, all those pieces, feeling raw, and then settling. And then activation and settling. And over time, the roller coaster goes from really big to starting to get a little more mellow to now we're riding like the kids ride, the toddler ride. And you're inside your window of tolerance, which we'll talk about more. You're more able to handle those waves, and you are so much more yourself. You're in your body, you're present in your life, you're calm, and that's where we're going, okay? So don't let, there's already some big waves happening. Don't let that scare you. Just know that that's part of the process, that the process has begun already. The process has begun, okay? So in order to support you around that activation cycle, so things that you can do to help yourself, and I'm gonna lead us through a little mindfulness practice at the end, but if you're feeling that raw, live nerve feeling, or you're feeling extra spacey, extra checked out, a number of things that you can do. Number one, I want to invite you to stay warm. Do not let yourself get cold. The centers of the brain that are associated with social warmth and engagement can overlap with the parts of the brain that register physical warmth. And so we can simulate connection and peaceful, safe connection and settling with warmth. So warm bath, hot tea, a warm, nourishing meal. If you're into Ayurveda, you can look up Khichdi, Kitchari, Khichdi recipe. It's very nourishing, really easy to digest. Be eating warm foods, warm drinks, hot pads. Stay warm, okay? Movement always can be helpful. Get into nature. Nature helps soothe your nervous system. You can look out the window even and just hang out visually with a piece of nature so right now I can look out the window of my office and see that there are green leaves blowing in the wind, and I could just hang out with a few of those leaves. And I bring half of my awareness into myself and half of my awareness outside of myself with the leaves. And I just track, what does that feel like? Oh, I can feel myself sort of settling a little bit. And this can be a nice, external focus can be a nice place to start if internal sensation is too activating for you yet. Okay, we're already seeing on the calls, right, that for some people, being aware of their body in the chair is activating. And that's really common. So if that's too much for you, go into your environment. Feel the textures of things. Notice the temperature. Here's another different texture. My shirt's a different texture. Maybe holding a crystal, smelling essential oils. Taking a couple of water bottles and making them equal weight with water, close them, and then swing them. It's going to give you some external feedback into your body to help start to settle you. Okay, so those are some resources. Stay hydrated. Any dip in hydration can escalate anxiety because the body can kind of go into survival, even with a slight dip into dehydration. Also, you can add some electrolytes to your water. I like the Element electrolytes. Things like Gatorade and have tons of sugar. You don't want to add a bunch of sugar necessarily. Watch out for old coping mechanisms, or maybe current coping mechanisms like wanting to drink, wanting to smoke weed, wanting to zone out on your devices, wanting to zone out with TV. Some of that in moderation can be okay, but maybe set a timer, especially if you tend to lose yourself in those things, and then go move your body. And again, so stay warm, Eat warm, nourishing things. Slow things down. Try not to future trip about where you're going, right? Just be with yourself here and now, as opposed to trying to figure everything out, or I've got to learn all the skills right away. We learn these skills in very slow, titrated ways so that the body can actually shift. We're working to shift the nervous system in a slow, titrated, drop by drop way. We're not pouring a gallon of water into, a bunch of, just trying to do a bunch of things to override, to kind of regulate. Okay, I want you to start to move towards these things, or go back and watch some of the, you can do the yoga that's already in the course. There's already a number of classes in there for you. And there's already specific somatic practices in your course portal that are available for you in somatic embodiment and whatever course you're in with me. So be aware that, again, you might feel a little raw because your brain continues to process things at a deep level for a day, maybe 2 days. If you're still feeling really activated and it's not a normal state, it's kind of not a usual state for you, if you're still feeling activated 2-3 days later, let me know in your weekly check-in, okay? And tell me what activated you. What was the thing that was distressing for you or brought things up for you? We want to work with that and support you around that, okay? So I'll continue to be sharing some of these pieces with you around how to take care of yourself. Also things like weighted blankets. If you need contact, touch with a loved one, if you have that available, touch with a pet can be so regulating if you feel safe with that person or that animal. So touch, self-contact as well. You can give yourself just little hugs and just say, I'm here for you. I'm here for you. I'm showing up for you. I'm in this course not to create more stress, but to help soothe us, right? Your body is on the same team as you. You're on the same team as your body. So to come in and give yourself a hug, little squeezes like we did the other day, little squeezes. This is my body. This is my body. These are my arms. I'm in my body. I'm in my arms. Then you go down to your legs. These are my legs. Little squeezes or little pats, right? I'm in my legs. I'm in my body. Being very gentle with yourself, slowing it down. So this is self-contact. Then there's contact of the body with the surface you're on. And then external orientation is a wonderful way to ground yourself. And then adding external things in, like weighted blankets, adding in, you can have somebody press on your feet if you're having trouble staying in your body. You can have somebody press and give you some contact on your shoulders and give you a nice tight squeeze. Sometimes people don't like it if it's too loose, so you have to feel like what feels regulating for me, whether it's giving yourself touch or receiving touch from somebody else. And then, so movement, stay warm, self-contact, other contact, animal contact, weighted things to help ground you, especially if you're on the anxious side as well. And then be paying attention to where you're wanting to go food-wise. If you're wanting sugary things, usually there's a state of, there could be a state more of dissociation when people are wanting sugary things, because that sugar activates the sympathetic nervous system, the on fight or flight gas pedal. And that can make things like anxiety worse. So you want to eat grounding foods, sweet potatoes. If you eat meat, having like grass-fed organic meat, reducing caffeine, potentially reducing dairy depending on how you react to dairy, eating whole grains like brown rice or quinoa if your body can tolerate that, and trying not to eat as much processed food. You want to really let your body be nourished right now and feel like any kind of root vegetable is really, really useful. Things like radishes, carrots, sweet potatoes, adding in some ghee or honey, like a really nourishing, yummy dessert could be a baked sweet potato with a little bit of butter or non-dairy butter. If it's butter, you want to do grass-fed, and a little bit of raw honey and cinnamon and some almond butter. So there's like protein and complex carbohydrates, and it's super nourishing and grounding. And Ayurveda, the ancient medical system of India, it's a sister science to yoga and Ayurveda, they say those are ojas building. So it's like it gives you life. Those are ojas building foods: honey, ghee, grass-fed ghee. What else? Yes, so things like the dates are wonderful, nuts, and just adding those things in all together can be so nourishing, so grounding, can really help your sweet tooth if you're having some sweet cravings right now and you're like, oh, I just want to, anesthetize myself with sugar or alcohol or whatever. Try to eat something first. Keep your blood sugar steady and stable throughout this process, okay? And you can always come back to this video, and I'll be giving you and teaching you more and more tools throughout our time together as we go. So let's come into a seated posture. Bring one hand to the heart, one hand to the belly. And if you feel comfortable closing your eyes and you're not going to just float away, close the eyes. Otherwise, you can keep the eyes open, but soft. And just noticing what's happening inside right now. Noticing your body on the couch or the chair or the cushion. Allowing yourself to just tune in to the parts of you that are feeling tender. Maybe your heart is hurting in some way. Maybe you're not feeling much at all. Maybe you're more numb and you're then frustrated that you're numb, or frustrated that you're struggling, frustrated that you feel overwhelmed, desperate for some relief. Whatever experience you're having, allow yourself to be with that experience in a compassionate, gentle, loving way. And every emotion has a sensation connected to it. So notice where you feel that sensation. Sensation connected to whatever it is you're experiencing right now. And then allow the thoughts to float away. Whatever thoughts you're having, allow them to float away. And come back to the sensation and the experience that you're having. And just start off by saying to that place inside, I'm here and I see you. And from here on out, I will be here. I'm going to be listening more to you. I know I haven't always been there for you. I know I've sometimes ignored you or tried to override you. I'm so sorry. I'm here now. And I allow wherever you are to be here in my body. I see you. I'm here with you. And I'm learning how to be with you more consistently. And maybe you see younger versions of yourself who are sad or hurt or yearning. And maybe it's the current, present version of you that's hurting and raw or numb or overwhelmed. And you're just seeing her, seeing him, seeing them. And holding their pain in your loving awareness. I'm here with you. I'm not leaving. I'm learning how to not leave. I'm learning how to be here with you. And then sending metta, loving kindness to yourself. The mantra for metta is, may I be safe, may I be happy, may I be healthy, may I be at ease. You say that to yourself over and over again, silently to yourself. May I be safe, be healthy, be happy, be at ease. May I be safe, be healthy, be happy, be at ease. And it's not to anybody else right now. It's just to you, just to you, just to your inner child, the younger, tender parts of you, the current tender part of you. May I be safe, be healthy, be happy, be at ease. May I be safe, be healthy, be happy, be at ease. Just be with that for the next few minutes. Just focusing on yourself, no one else, just you. Be safe, be healthy, be happy, be at ease. May I be safe, be healthy, be happy, be at ease. Be safe, be healthy, be happy, be at ease. Breathe that into your heart. Breathe it into every cell of your being, every cell of your body. Be safe, be healthy, be happy, be at ease. And feeling the weight of your body in the chair again. Noticing any sounds around you. Gently opening the eyes, really slow. Noticing where you are. And looking around your space. Really slow exploration visually of your space. And if there's anything that you find that particularly catches your eye, that you like, that brings you peace or joy, just hang out with that. If you're at home and there's maybe sometimes our homes are messy and it creates stress, just let that go. Right now we're not focused on that. Just come into awareness of something you enjoy in your space. And notice what happens inside as you do that. Be tender with yourself. If you're feeling raw, if you're feeling sensitive right now, it's okay. We're going to keep putting balm on all the hurt, tender places. Know that you can heal, that you can find peace and fulfillment in life, even in the face of difficulty. The more you're with yourself, the more resilient you become. When you're at home in yourself, when you're at home in your body, the more resilient you become. I hope that's helpful. I'll see you soon.